And I had surgery May 17th, last month, and my heaviest weight was 235. Now, to some, that doesn't seem like it's worthy of surgery, but 2 years ago, my dad died with complications of diabetes, and he suffered through that for 3 to 5 years before his death. And when I hit 40, my weight started going up and up and up, and then I hit menopause, and it went up and up and up. And then I broke my ankle, and it went up and up and up. And so I just decided that I was going to nip it in the bud before it got way up there. And I didn't want the complications that my dad went through. And I want to live to see my grandkids and my great-grandkids. And so this was the right decision for me. And I then sought out a company here in Dallas and went through all the hoops that my insurance company told me to go through. I went to a dietitian. I went to 2 sleep studies and discovered I had sleep apnea. And I went through the psych eval and all this. Went through all that, spent $2,000 jumping through the insurance hoops because they didn't pay for it because I hadn't met my deductible. That's it. So now I'm out $2,000 and jumped through all these hoops, spent 6 months jumping through these hoops, and I'm all set, all ready to set that appointment up, and the insurance company says, no, we're not going to pay for the surgery because you can take drugs and manage all your high triglycerides and the heart hypertension. That's what it's called. And the sleep apnea, that's not a big deal. You can get a CPAP machine. By the way, the CPAP machine is $1,000 when you got to pay for it out of your pocket. So they said no. So then I had a pity party for a couple hours. And then my friend told me about a coworker that she works with and who went to Mexico to have this surgery. And I said, are you kidding me? I'm going to go to a foreign country and let them cut into me, and I don't think so. But the more I thought about it, I went online, started researching, and I found MBC. And I then researched all the doctors. And I am a big avid researcher. If you haven't done your research, get on Google. Everything's there. Research, research, research. And that's when I came across Dr. Valenzuela. She was my doctor last month, and she's awesome.
Thank you.
So here I am about 5 weeks out now, and I am at 189.
Wow.
So I had the gastric sleeve, and I chose that because my BMI was right at around 34, 35. And so through my research, I discovered that since I wasn't diabetic yet, I didn't feel like I needed the more drastic procedure. So that was the right choice for me. I've lost 28 pounds in a little over a month, and I'm very happy with it.
What's your eating habits right now?
That's what I struggle the most with, is not necessarily staying away from the ice cream and the sugar, because I'm a big sugar addict, or I was, but that doesn't appeal to me anymore. And what I'm having trouble with is taking in enough calories a day. So that right now, that's my struggle. And do protein shakes in the morning, and then like last night, my husband wanted to go to dinner. So we go to our favorite Mexican restaurant, and we get the steak fajitas for one. We've always gotten the steak fajitas for one and split them. However, now we have to take a doggy bag home because we can't finish them. And what I end up eating is, I don't eat the flour tortillas. I put some of the refried beans on my plate, and I probably eat about maybe 2 tablespoons of that. About a tablespoon of the guacamole, and then the little strips of steak that come in the fajitas. I put 2 of those on my plate, but I can barely make it through one. And that is that's a full meal for me. Yes, ma'am.
Did your taste buds change? Like, do you find yourself eating foods that you didn't like before, or stuff you loved before, like now you hate it, or did any of that change?
Not so much that my taste buds have changed. It's that, well, I haven't really put sugar into my body unless it's naturally occurring, like in fruit and stuff like that. But it's the feeling you get when you put something in there and it's not quite going to agree, and you can tell right off if it's not going to agree with you, then I just push it aside, and I don't like say, oh, now I'm going to eat some more, because I don't want the dumping syndrome. I've read about it. It is not pleasant. So you can feel it. It's like, I don't even know how to describe it, but right here, it's not like heartburn. It's like a, yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's like, this isn't going to go down, you know, or it's not going to be comfortable.
Sleep issues? Better?
Oh,
No different.
I didn't even go over my health issues. Okay, so before I had arthritis in my hands, and at night when I would sleep, I'm a side sleeper, and whatever side I slept on, it would go numb, like within 30 minutes, totally numb. And now, even just 28 pounds later, I don't have that problem anymore. I'm sleeping through the night, and day by day, I get more and more energy. The first 2 weeks, like Dr. V said, I would go do the dishes, and then I'd have to go take a 3-hour nap, you know? And so now I don't do that. Now I'm out on my tractor and out playing with my chickens, and, you know, I live on a farm, so. Yes, in Texas.
You happen to sweat after you eat? Because I sweat sometimes after I eat. Mine's only been going at 8 weeks now.
No, I don't sweat. In fact, I'm kind of cold. Like right now, I'm freezing, whereas before.
Right now I'm freezing. I was talking about sometimes when I eat, I can feel my food digest and always feel like I'm sweating.
No, I haven't had that experience myself.
How about your incisions? Is scars gonna be there, or?
Oh, wow.
Okay. Now, I have some bug bites because, okay, that's an incision. This, I believe, is where she pulled my stomach out. Is that right? There's one. There's one up here, and one
There's
over
that one
here.
Uh-huh.
Those are my incisions. And, you know, I'm happy with how they're healing. So I don't think that in the end, I don't think it's going to really scar that much. Maybe a little, but I don't really care about that.
Yeah.
I have a question. Does it take you a long time to chew your food, eat and swallow? I mean, they say that
That's a learning process, and that's probably the first thing, like when I first started eating solid foods, because I feel like I could sit down and I could eat a whole fajita. But then when you start chewing and you start swallowing, I found that at first I swallow my food too fast. And so now what I'm learning is that take a little bite of that meat and chew till it's like pulverized, and put the fork down while you're doing it. And then once you've gotten it down, then take another bite. And also the hardest thing is not drinking while you're eating. Because, you know, sometimes you feel like you have to have that drink to wash it.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it.